Hi, everyone, and welcome to Ticket to Life. This is Henry. How's everyone doing today? Are you having a so so morning or evening or even a crisis because you've been wanting something that you just haven't gotten? It may not be a crisis in everyone else's mind, but to you it is because we're all different, right? We see things and feel things differently. Today, I want to talk about wanting things and not needs, or actually needs that are things that we need in our life, if that makes sense. But you know, it should make sense. But things that may not seem important to some, but to you it is. And first of all, my disclaimer. I am not a therapist. I am not a doctor. I'm not a life coach. I'm not a love guru. I am who I am, and I am Henry, and I am darn proud of it. And if you've ever asked why I add my disclaimer, well, my opinions are and my thoughts, they're just mine. We all have thoughts and opinions, and I don't ever want to be blamed for a mishap in someone's life where someone might say, well, Henry said I had to leave my man or quit my job or file for bankruptcy or. The list can go on. And as I see it, people always have to blame someone for something. And I'm saying, if you want to blame me, you can. But I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. But anyway, as I see it, people just have to blame. I'm always saying that we have to blame someone for something, and I know that a lot of people can't accept when they do something wrong, so they blame it on someone else. When we do something wrong, some people, if you're wrong, you're wrong. I mean, have I done it before? Yes, I'm sure I have blamed. I know I have. I blamed someone else for something in my life when I was a wee baby, perhaps. But I know I've done it. So, anyway, life goes on if we like it or not. That's just the way it is. Um, well, again, let's start. What is something that you want and not need, but just want? Now, I know many might think money, but most people said that they would like to be happy. I looked it up on a survey. But how do we get that happiness? How do we get that happy in our life? Well, before we really go into this podcast, I do want to share a story, but this is a great story. I want to mention a friend of mine that I've known for a really long time. Now we don't see each other, but we are connected through social media, which is always great. Well, my friend has a daughter, and her name is Tiffany Howig. And yes, this is her real name. And the reason you need to know this name um, is that Tiffany used to be in children's choir at our church with my daughter. And my daughter was maybe 7 or 8. And Tiffany was maybe a year younger, 2 years younger. I'm not really even sure how old the kids were, but well, I'm guessing at my daughter's age. But anyway, my daughter and Tiffany and all these kids just used to love to sing. So they got to sing one time, once a month at Saturday service. And I mean, they just loved it. They loved worshiping, but I don't know if they knew they were worshiping at that time at being so young, but it was so much fun and it was getting them connected. And well, as time moves on in life, as we all go different ways, different places, different things, we have been able to keep up with social media. And I've been able to stay connected to her mom and her dad, who are both teachers. And I think her dad retired last year, but he's part-time teaching thing right now. And but Tiffany's mom has kept friends updated on Tiffany's success. Now, I know Tiffany won't remember me, but that's okay. A lot of people don't want to remember me, but um, she wanted to sing. And I mean, I just remember this little girl at church, just you could tell she wanted to sing. And I would like to mention that Tiffany Howig has a new single out called Woman. She has some other songs out. And if you want to hear a beautiful, beautiful voice and very calming, I highly recommend you seek her music out. Another song is I'll Be Fine. Oh, just beautiful. Her voice is soothing and oh, can she sing? Now you can hear it on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, and that means she's doing pretty good. She's on these different music platforms. So, pretty much you can hear her anywhere, I'm pretty sure. But let me spell Tiffany's last name for you. And it is Howig. Howig. Tiffany, Tiffany. But please look her up. Look up her music. Listen to it. It's just great. You can follow her on Instagram and on Facebook. And Tiffany found her happy. That is her happiness. Did she have to work hard at it, or did someone just say, "Hey, we want you to sing"? No, I'm sure it wasn't easy because I've always heard getting in the music business is not the easiest thing, but she did it. She found her happy. So I'm so happy for the Howard family, and I think it is just great. So follow your dreams if you know that's what if it's singing or whatever. So congratulations, Tiffany, on your single. The name of it is Woman. And let me think. Let me know what you think about it. So let's get back to our topic. So, can we all find our happy like Tiffany? Or has happy been given to you? It matters what we consider our happy or happiness. Another thing that is pretty easy to guess, but people want is love. People want to be loved. Who doesn't want to be loved? Again, finding love and being in love and staying in love, it's not easy. No, it's finding it and being in love, and it takes work, especially in a relationship. Um, but it can happen, but it's just not given to you like a fairy tale. Sometimes those you want to believe those, but having power or being in control. Some of us some of us know who we are or know of someone who just feels like they have to be in control or have the power and want to be in control of a relationship. And some take it to extremes and need that now. They're not willing to work for it. I need to have people under control. I need to control things. Now, I think that we all do have to take control of certain things in our life. You just have to because our lives can spin out of control. But I don't need to have power over anyone. Now, the other thing is attention. Those that want attention and will do just about anything for people, just for people to like them or draw attention to themselves. Now, like Kanye's wife, Bianca Censori, I believe that's the pronunciation. Now, was that her idea to wear that whatever she was wearing to the Grammys? I don't know. I'm just like, my opinion would be no moral values of respect for herself, making her parents proud. Maybe not. Okay, I'm being mean now. I know. I'll stop. But definitely an attention grabber, right? And some people need that type of attention. Many want money in hopes that it will bring happiness, love, control, and attention. But does it? Maybe, but in the wrong way. I could go on and on about all this. I want this, I want that. But look at the list: happiness, love, control, attention, and money. Do we need these? Believe it or not, yes, we all need to be happy. And we all need to be loved. And we all need the power in controlling our own lives. Attention from those that love us or those we work with. And money? Well, yeah, we need to survive to help provide a roof over our heads and food on the table for our families. If we become obsessive with these wants and forget that they are needs, then I see trouble brewing. If we become obsessed with money, then we won't have time to love and the attention and happiness that we are seeking. Money is the root of all evil. 1 Timothy 6:10. How true is that scripture? So many don't want to work hard to make their happiness. Life is hard enough. And when we let things get in our way of all the hard work to get that happiness and forget the real purpose of what we need as opposed to what we want, it may be just start tumbling down. Now, all the happiness you thought you had is only what you want people to believe in showing the wants. Something like on social media, people only show the good things, the happy things. If I'm confusing you, then slow down the speed and maybe it will make sense. I know I talk fast and it's hard to keep up sometimes. That's just who I am. The here's another thought. This reminds me of Rookie of the Year, a movie made in 1993, a baseball movie starring Thomas Ian Nicholas, Gary Busey, and Albert Hall. And Gary Busey is like this big time baseball player. It's a baseball movie for kids. It was a great family movie. You know, they used to make really good family movies, and you would take your kids to the theater, but not so much now, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, back to this movie. So Gary Busey gives the speech to the kid on the pitcher's mound about the want. He says something like, it's not the magic of a fastball or not some fancy fielding play. It's the want. It's the burning, never ending want to be out there on the mound. Every day, every single day. I'm sorry, but this is just how my mind works. I think of something and I need to say it. So it is in relation to this. What is your everyday and every single day want? I believe to always be true to yourself and your wants and needs. God promises to take care of our wants and our needs. And we should trust in his promises. Why not? Trust in God and you will be amazed. We want certain doors to open in our life, but sometimes those doors are shut for a reason. And you may never know what the reason is. And sometimes the door may be cracked open a little. And you get a taste of those wants you think will make you happy. And if the door is open a crack and you see it, then go for it. If that's what you want and that's what you need. But if you peek into the open door and see what's on the other side and see it really isn't what you hoped for, it may be best to shut the door and run and try another door. Never, never give up. Don't give up on what you know is your happy. Never give up on your happiness, knowing that if you have God in your life, you can't go wrong. So, we are given choices in life. And as a child, many of our choices are chosen for us. That could be a good thing. And that means that your parents are trying to show you the way. The right way, the wrong way is usually not good for us. But just like Tiffany Howig, she knew what she wanted and she knew what she needed to do. And it was music and the love of it. And her eye was on the prize and she did it. How many of you have had an eye on the prize, but you're just not sure and you're scared? What if? We can't live in the what ifs because if we do that, you'll never know. It's like opening the door. Do I open the door? Do I look through the people? Do I see what's on the other side? Why? Because life is short. It is short. We all know this. Now, know your wants in life and know that you are worth everything good. Know that you are worth happiness. Know that you are worth being loved. Know that you are worth controlling your life. And know that you deserve the attention of caring by those around you. And that money, that you are worth having money to provide for your family and well-being. Like I said, some people get so obsessed with money and seeing many, many things. And that's great. If that's your vision of happiness, I guess you should go for it. But don't become so obsessed with it that you forget about those you love. But I'm providing for them. That's why I'm doing this. Not the same. When you are providing and obsessed with making more and more and more, they do get cast aside a bit. Not good for your relationship, not good for your well-being or your kids or your family or your significant other. We have to work at things like this, and it's not given to us. Well, some people perhaps, if they're gazillionaires. I had I had someone once tell me, we were in a little debate, and this we're adults when this debate is happening. I mean, it was an adult. We were an adult conversation, I guess. And I said, "Well, I had a good family and I had a good life. My mother was amazing. My father was a great provider. And so the friend says, well, so was mine. We had cooks and we had maids. And I wanted to say, not the same. But I didn't. I know, believe it or not, I did not. But when she said that, I thought, well, no, that's not what I was talking about. I wanted to say my mom showed us things. She showed her love by cooking. She showed her love. No, we weren't rich. We didn't have money to have a cook or a cleaning crew or maids, or we didn't have that. But my life was great growing up. Now, some people would hear that story and say, "Oh, you're crazy. Why wouldn't you want cooks in the house and maids?" Why? Even if I guess if you I don't know. I don't know. I'm not judging anyone who has cooks and maids and you're listening. That's great for you. But for me, the simplicity of life is so much better. Learn to do certain things. It's just me, I guess. But anyway, sorry, I got off track. But anyway, we do make choices in life, and it's different. Everyone has a different life and a different story, and we all do have stories to tell. Um, so again, know your wants in life and know that you are worth all these things because you are. And God will meet all your needs according to his riches and glory of Christ of Jesus. Matthew 6:25 through 34. But it is true. It is so true. And it's just amazing how until you have God in your life, people can live a happy life. But when you receive God and accept him, oh wow. You see life in a different way. Have I always been like this? No. Oh, she was talking about someone earlier. Okay, I'm human, people. so just so don't judge me just because I was judging the way she was dressed. But I wasn't even judging her. I'm just like, why? But Anyway, let's get back to Tiffany. Make sure to if you want to hear some really beautiful music, Tiffany Howig, "Woman" is their most recent, and she does have several other songs, but that's her newest song, and it's great. And just to let you know, last week I had a podcast on having a baby. It's called having "We're Having a Baby, My Baby and Me." Yes, I got the title from I Love Lucy. It was a song that Desi sang to Lucy when she was pregnant. And I don't know if everyone knows who I Love Lucy is. Lucille Ball, a comedian back in the 50s and 60s. But anyway, so I got this request from a couple from the UK, and I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have heard it, if you're listening, because they're anonymous. All emails can be anonymous if you send me something. And if any of you would like to hear my thoughts or opinions on a certain topic, send me an email. Don't be shy. I love stories. If you want to share your story, or if you say, I wonder what her thoughts are on something, so, I'll look it up. I mean, can't promise if it's something illegal or something. I won't do it. Um, but you can send an email to tickettolife@022@gmail.com, or you can send me a text. Now, if you listen to this on a podcast platform, it will say underneath, send us a text. And again, I've mentioned this before, and I've only gotten a few, but if you hate the show, tell me why you hate it. If you love the show, tell me why you love it. Um, I will not get offended if you hate it. Just tell me what I need to change, I guess. I don't know. Not to promise that I will, because it is my show. But anyway, the other thing, feel free to share that. But I hope that the couple that I made that podcast for, I hope they enjoyed it. And I'm going to do a follow up because they're having their first baby, and they just wanted some, as I said, a friendly voice telling. They're just my opinions and my thoughts. And I did include some books in the description, good parental books for first time parents. They're books that one of them I have read, but of course they updated from the 80s, so don't feel like it's a 1980s book. But anyway, on the description, I have put those on there, and I believe that's episode 160. And I hope they enjoyed it. But I'm going to again do a follow up on like toddlers and stuff. And again, I'm not a pediatrician. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a woman, a mom, a friend, a wife, you know, a sister in God. This is just who I am. So I'm very thankful that someone wanted to hear my opinion about something wonderful like having a baby. So, and unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. I was going to cry about the coming of the end. I was going to go wah with a automatic thing, but I didn't. So I'll just go wah. Anyway, so don't forget, you can actually hear Ticket to Life on any podcast platforms. And you can also hear Ticket to Life on WDJY 99.1 FM every Thursday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern in Metro Atlanta, Georgia. And some people said, "How did you get on the radio?" Well, they were nice enough, and I guess they heard enough of my podcast that they asked if I would want a spot on their radio. This was a year ago. This is the second year. It's really been an honor to be part of a radio show, and I'm very thankful for WDJY and all the listeners. So I did learn something new. When you say Atlanta, Georgia, for the radio station, it's actually Metro Atlanta. So that's the areas around Atlanta, Georgia, where like DFW for Dallas Fort Worth. So anyway, that was something I did learn. But I'd like to thank all my listeners around the world, and thank you for the request. And again, please don't hesitate. If you want to hear a certain podcast, please feel free to send me an email. And also, I want to thank all my listeners in Metro Atlanta for tuning in at 7 a.m. in the morning on your drive into work or taking the kids to school. I hope that all of you are having a great life so far in 2025. I hope some of you in January, I've made another podcast regarding resolutions, and I hope some of you have taken me up on some of those skills. You can do something different for you and your family, for your life, and I hope that that's working for you. The other thing is, I hope that I'm always hoping good things for people because people deserve good things in their life. And I want to let you know that I do pray for my listeners. I don't know my listeners, but we are all in need of prayer for something. And if you have a prayer request, send me a prayer request and I will pray for you. A certain prayer request, I don't hesitate praying for anyone. Um, And no, it won't be on the radio. Oh, yeah, Joe Blow wants me to pray because they're having hard times. No, I would not do that. Prayers are private, prayers are personal between you and God, but sometimes we need more than one person praying. Where two or more pray, God's really always listening. That is strong. That is so strong. But anyway, again, it is time for me to say goodbye. And until next week, this is Henry, and again, I'll be praying for you. And please, please, please go find your blessings. And one more thing, I know I keep going, and I'll repeat myself. When I said go find your blessings, we are blessed each and every day. And we have blessings right in front of us. Now, if you're just looking at a blank wall, guess what? You're in shelter. That's a blessing. So I just want to let you know I'm not crazy when I say I'll be praying for you. And please go find your blessings. And until next week, this is Henry. Please tell your friends about Ticket to Life. Perhaps I have a topic regarding something that might interest them or actually help them in one way or the other. So until then, this is Henry. Go find your blessings.